Hey, what's up YouTube? In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to make the second house from my house roundup free video. If you don't know what a house roundup is, I'll be leaving you a link in the description if you wish to see for yourself. This is going to be the fifth house that I show you how to make. If you want to make it, here's what you're going to need. You're going to need spruce wood, birchwood planks, oakwood slab. You'll also need either glass pane or glass block. We don't need both for this build, so choose your favourite. I'm going with pane. And you will also need a door of some description. I'm going with wood. And for our final item, you're going to need fence. And we may or may not need some more materials later on, but we'll grab those as we need them. So once you have your materials and once you've figured out where you want to make it, I'm going to make it right here. You're going to want to start off with a row of 5 spruce wood in a row on the floor. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then, once you've got that, you're going to want to come over to this left spruce wood here, and you're going to want to do a row of 7 spruce wood coming towards you from this left block. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then, once you've done that, you're going to want to do another row of 7 spruce wood, except this time going left of the block that you just placed that's closest to you. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, giving you a shape that looks a little bit like that. Then, what you're going to want to do, once you have that, is you're going to want to take a sideways view of the row of 7 spruce wood that you've just done, and you're going to want to go left of the spruce wood block with this little sequence of blocks that I'm going to rattle out right now. You're going to want to go 3 birchwood planks, 1 spruce wood, 2 glass pane, 1 birchwood planks, 4 glass pane, finished off with 1 spruce wood, and that is going to be the left side of our house. That's just the foundation of it. And just to reiterate what I've just done, 3 birchwood planks, 1 spruce wood, 2 pane, 1 birch, 4 pane, 1 spruce wood. Pause that if necessary. Let's continue. So we're now moving on to the back of our house, and we're going to be continuing from this single spruce wood that we have here. We're going to be doing a row of 23 spruce wood going left of this little single spruce wood. So, just to reiterate, 23 going left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. I'm going to need a higher lung capacity for this house. So once you have your row of 23 spruce wood, and that should be 24 in total, since we already had the 1 spruce wood there. Once you've done that, you're going to want to come over to what is going to be the right side of our house, so taking a sideways view of the row of 23 spruce wood that we've just placed, and you're going to want to go left of the spruce wood that is closest to you, and you're going to want to do another row of spruce wood which is 14 in length. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So you have done a row of 14 spruce wood. I am not stalling whilst I look at my plans. So you're going to want to have something that looks like that. Then, once you've done that, you're going to want to come round to the front of the house again taking a sideways view on the row of 14 that you've just placed, and you're going to want to go left of the block closest to you by 9. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Then, what you want to do from that 9th block, you're just going to want to place 1 spruce wood coming towards you like that. Then, you're going to want to go left of that spruce wood that you've just placed by 3. So 1, 2, 3. Then, you're going to want to take another left-hand view, or side-hand view I should say, of the row of 3 spruce wood that you've just placed, and you're going to want to go left of that by, I believe it's 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep, that's right. I had initially thought it was 7, but you wanted to go left of there by 6, which should leave you with a little 3-block gap between what you've just placed and where you've just started, and that's how many there should be. That is exactly right. There should just be a little 3-block gap giving you something that looks like this. I'm going to look at it like that. So I'm like looking from front to back. This is how the house is supposed to be. So like this is the front, like where I am now, and going towards that way, that is the back of the house, and that is what it should look like from a bird's eye view. Pause that if necessary. Once you've done that, we can move on. So, next thing on our agenda is to throw up some walls, and we can either start on the left or the right. Ah, God, I always want to start on the right, but I have this clockwise thing. We're going to have to go clockwise. So, you're going to want to start on this side of the house, this little left portion of the house. And what you're going to want to do on the left and right side corners here, you're going to want to do a row of spruce wood going straight up. It is 8 in length. So, from the left one here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and you're going to want to do the same thing on the other corner as well. So this one right here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then what you're going to want to do is from the tops of the spruce wood that you've just placed, you're just going to want to place a single glass pane coming in like that. Then next to the pane, you're just going to want to place a single spruce wood like so. And then, what you're going to want to do, from either of those spruce wood, it doesn't really matter, you've got to do the same for both, you're going to want to go down with your spruce wood by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And on the other one as well, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I didn't really have to count that because I just had to measure it up against the other one. And then what you want to do is you just want to connect those two spruce woods together at the bottom, like that. And then, what you can do now is, in between the two little rows that we have sandwiched in between our two rows of spruce wood, you just want to fill that row in with birchwood planks, like so. So that is what you want to have for the front side of the left of the house. Or left side of the front of the house, I suppose I should say. So pause that if necessary. Later on I'll be filling that in with glass. However, there's a fair amount of glass in this house, so I'll be filling all of the glass in all at once, probably off recording, just to save a little bit of time. And I'll notice that it's getting ever so slightly dark, so I'll be back to do the left side of the house in a little while. Alright, so with this part done, we can move over to the left side of our house. So coming over to the side that has the multi-blocked foundation, the first thing that we're going to want to do is we're going to want to raise up this spruce wood that we have here on the left, and this spruce wood that is midway down the house. We're going to want to throw another 8 spruce wood on top of the spruce wood. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And on this one as well. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then what you want to do, the 2 pillars that you have just raised up, you just want to connect them at the top with spruce wood. So exactly like that. And don't worry about connecting this spruce wood pillar to the front. Those want to remain separated. So once you've done that, what you want to do is you're going to want to raise up our birchwood plank that we have sandwiched between our glass pane, and you're going to want to throw 3 birchwood on top of it. So 1, 2, 3. And then what you want to do is from that top block, you're just going to want to extend it out either side until it touches our 2 rows of spruce wood, like so, giving you a bit of a wonky T shape. Then what you want to do, on top of the head of our wonky T, you're just going to want to do an entire row of spruce wood from pillar to pillar, like so. Then, once you've done that, you're going to want to, in this top little section that we have here in our little spruce wood rectangle, you're going to want to do this with your birchwood planks. You're just going to want to do this little pattern here, a little U shape. You're going to want to have that. And then what you want to do, as a matter of fact, we don't want to do anything. What will then happen a little later on, what we now have, like, we're drawing the alphabet on this house at the moment. What you're going to want to do later on, inside the U and next to the T, we're going to be throwing in glass pane. So we don't want to be doing anything with that now unless you want to on yours. However, later on, like I said, off recording, I'll be throwing glass in there. And then what you want to do on this little side of the house, you're just going to want to fill this little section in with birchwood planks, and there is nothing more to that. So let me show you this entire side of the house. That is what it should look like once it's done, and again, a little later on, where there are gaps now will later be filled in with glass, so pause that if necessary. Alright, so moving over to the back of our house, the first thing that we're going to be doing is throwing in a couple of rows of spruce wood. And the first row of spruce wood wants to be in line with this row of spruce wood that we have midway up the side of our house, this row that I'm highlighting right now. Except this row of spruce wood wants to be coming across the back of the house and wants to be 14 long. So from this block right here, keeping it in line with the row that we have on the side, do a row of 14 spruce wood coming across the back of the house. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Then what you want to do from that 14th block, just connect the row that we've just done to the bottom of the house like that, giving you a rectangle shape. Pause that if necessary. What you want to do now is you're going to want to do another row of 14 spruce wood, except this time it wants to be from the top block of the house. So this one right here, coming across the back, another row of 14 spruce wood. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. And then just connect that row of 14 to the row of 14 just below it. Like so. Giving you two rectangles sitting on top of each other. Pause that if necessary. Let's move on. Next thing you're going to want to do is come over to the bottom rectangle, and you're going to want to be in the bottom left hand corner right here, and you're going to want to do 4 glass pane going right. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Then you're going to want to place a spruce wood next to your glass pane, and you're going to want to connect that spruce wood to the spruce wood just above it. So you're going to want to do that. And then in the same line as the spruce wood that you've just placed, you're going to want to do another row of spruce wood connecting both rectangles together like so. So what we have now are, well, I was going to say 4 equal rectangles, but that would be a stupid thing to say. We have 4 rectangles just like that. Then what you're going to want to do is in these 2 rectangles that we have here on the right side, we will start with the bottom one. You're going to want to add a bit of birch wood. So to the bottom rectangle, you're just going to want to do this. You're going to want to add in an N shape like that with your birch wood, or upside down U, it's up to you. Pause that if necessary. Then in the top rectangle, you're just going to want to add in a row of birch wood on the left and the right hand side, giving you something that looks like that. And I've made sure to get in the 2 left rectangles as well, the smaller ones. What we're going to be doing with those later on is just filling those in with glass pane. That's all you want for the detailing of those back windows. Pause that if necessary. Once you've done that, we can move on. So you can see where we have these 2 vertical rows of spruce wood on the left and the right side here. Well, in line with those rows, you're just going to want to place a single spruce wood at the foot of both of those rows like that. Then what you're going to want to do, on top of those 2 spruce wood that you've just placed, you're going to want to do a row of birch wood that is equal in length to the spruce wood that is behind it, giving you something that looks like that. Pause that if necessary. Let's move on. So that is everything concerning the right side of the back of the house. So let's move over to the left side. So coming over to here, the back corner of the left side of the house, you're going to want to raise up this corner by 6 with your spruce wood. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What you want to do from that 6th block, you're going to want to go right of it with your birchwood planks until you hit the framework of the other half of the house. So you want to have something that looks like that. What you then want to do is you just want to add in a couple of rows of birchwood until you have like a backward C shape, like that. Then what you want to do is you want to add in a couple of rows on the left side here, like right next to your spruce wood, coming in towards the center of our little rectangle, like that. Then what you want to do, you just want to place 2 additional birchwood plank blocks right here, giving you that sort of shape. And I know that I didn't really instruct you that much there, however, all of that is pretty self-explanatory just by looking at it. That's what you want to have. You just want to throw in the framework, throw in the birchwood planks, and later on I'll be filling in that little weird shape, I'm not even sure what I'd equate that with, that little weird shape in with glass. So that's what you want to have. That should be easy enough for you to do just by looking at it. Pause that if necessary. Let's move on. So moving over to the right side of our house, the first thing that we're going to want to do is raise up this corner block by 6 with our birchwood planks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, giving you something that should look a little like that. What you then want to do is come over to the right side where we have this row of spruce wood, and from the top of our spruce wood you're going to want to do a row of 8 spruce wood coming across to the left. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. From that 8th block you then want to connect the row that you've just made to the bottom row of the house, giving you a bit of a rectangle shape just like that. Pause that if necessary, let's move on. Next order of business is to connect this row of birchwood that we have on the left to this row of spruce wood that we have on the right, and you just want to add in a row of birchwood at the top just to bridge the gap between both rows, giving you something that should look like that. So we now have a square on the left and a rectangle on the side. Pause that if necessary. What you want to do in the square that we have on the left here, in the top right hand corner, you just want to place a single birchwood plank, and then underneath that birchwood you're just going to want to do 2 spruce wood going down like that. What you then want to do in the left section that we have here that is pretty empty inside our square, you're just going to want to fill that entire square in with birchwood planks, giving you something that should look like that. And what will happen to the section that we have on the right, that will be filled in entirely with glass a little later on. So that is the entire right side of the house. Pause that if necessary, let's move on. So moving over to the front of our house, coming full circle, the first thing that we're going to want to do is raise up this corner block right here. Kind of hard to explain where that is, but you guys can see where I'm highlighting. You're going to want to raise up this corner block by 8 with your birchwood planks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. What you then want to do, after you have that, remember the row of 6 birchwood that we placed earlier to raise up this corner. Well, from this top block here, you're just going to want to bridge the gap between that row and the row of 8 that we've just made, giving you something that should look like that. What you then want to do, in this rectangle that we've just made and the rectangle that we're going to be working in, you just want to throw a row of birchwood on the bottom row, like that. What you then want to do is on the left side, you're just going to want to do a vertical row of birchwood. Then right next to it, you're just going to want to do a row of spruce wood. Then right next to that, you're going to want to do another row of birchwood planks. Then what you're going to want to do, and this is slightly tricky I suppose, in this little rectangular, possibly square window that we have here, what you want to do is fill the bottom of it with glass pane like that. What you then want to do is take out spruce wood, and on top of this pane and this pane, you just want to place 2 spruce wood going straight up like that, and later on the rest of that window will be filled in with glass. So pause that if necessary. Once you've done that, we can move on, although I do notice that it's getting quite dark. After I've came back, I'll give you another look at this when it's ever so slightly lighter, and then we will move on to the next part. Alright, so this is what you want to have for the right side of the front of your house so far. It wasn't that dark when I showed you this, but I said I'd show it you in the light, so I'm showing it you now. Pause that if necessary. Once you have that, we can move on. So you may vaguely remember us constructing this row of 8 birchwood planks earlier. Well, we're going to be doing that again 2 more times. The first time wants to be directly in front of the original row of 8, so right there. And the second one you want to place is right here on this corner block, parallel to the row that you should have just placed, giving you something that should look like that. And if you're curious what's going to happen to those, the middle section of that will be filled in with glass pane a little later on. Pause that if necessary. Once you have that, we can continue. Alright, so moving over to here, you can see where we have this row of spruce wood right here. Well, parallel to this, so right here, we're going to want a similar row, except this one wants to be constructed out of birch and spruce wood. So right here, parallel to where we have this row of spruce wood, you're going to want to do 4 birchwood planks going straight up in the air. 1, 2, 3, 4, followed by 4 spruce wood. 1, 2, 3, 4, and you should notice that it is all in line with birchwood planks on this side and our spruce wood on this side. So we have done that right. There you go. Pause that if necessary. Let's move on. So what you're going to want to do now, we have this little row of 4 birchwood planks. Well, the top 2 rows want to be connected to this row of birchwood planks that we just made ever so slightly earlier. So that's what you want to have. This little section in here will be filled in with glass pane. Now, what you want to do, on top of this spruce wood here, and this is going to be the entrance, by the way, this little 3-block entrance that doesn't seem to have anything going on. It will a little later on. Well, this spruce wood block here, you're going to want to do 3 birchwood planks going straight up from it, and then you just want to, from the top block, connect that row of 3 to what we've just made, giving you something like that. And again, these will be windows. Now, what you're going to want to do is over here, where we have our row of spruce wood, you're going to want to, on top of this block here, do a row of 3 birchwood going up like that. And then you're going to want to kind of like trace along this like upside down J shape. You're going to want to like trace along the top except like 3 blocks higher from this birchwood plank. It kind of doesn't make sense, so I'm just going to do it, and you guys will be able to see easy enough what I've done. It's not really complicated. You guys should be able to see what I've done there, just like tracing along where I've placed spruce below, placed birchwood planks 3 blocks higher, stemming from that original row of 3 birchwood planks, and that's what you want to have. And this whole little section here, like this whole J section, will be filled in with glass pane a little later on. So, shall we put the door in now? Does it make any sense for us to do the door? It might if I can find the plans. There we go. Alright, so as I said, this is where the entrance is going to be. So the entrance sits 1 block back. So right here, it's not like in line with the spruce wood, it's right here. And what you're going to want to do is... screw it. I'm just gonna do it, and you guys can copy. What's the point in trying to overcomplicate these things? Let's paint there. Either side. So there you go, that's what the entrance wants to be, and remember, it doesn't sit in line with the spruce wood, it sits 1 block back. Not wildly important, but, you know, if you're going for accuracy, that's what you want to have. Oh, and you can also place birchwood planks there and there. I may have forgot that bit. So, there you go, that's what you want to have for the entrance. Pause that if necessary. Let's move on. So moving back over to the front of the house, what we're going to do is connect these 2 top rows of birchwood over onto this spruce wood that we have on the left right here. So do exactly that, just bridge the gap between both of the rows with 2 rows of 3 birchwood planks, like so. Then what you want to do in front of the bottom row of 3 birchwood, just throw in 3 oakwood planks, like that. Then just go around the oakwood planks with some oakwood slab, like that. Then what you want to do with this corner block, you just want to like make a support with the fence. So you want to have something that looks like that. It just makes the entrance look ever so slightly fancier. And to be honest with you, as we look around the house, the only thing left for us to do, besides add all of the glass in, of course, got to add in the glass, besides from doing that, all we have to do is add on the roof, and we have the outside of the house done, so that's exactly what we're going to be doing next. Alright, so the roof is going to be slightly trickier to build than first anticipated, since it's a little bit uneven, but that's alright, we'll just have to split it into parts. So for the first part, you're going to want to come over to the front left-hand corner of your house, right here, where this spruce wood pillar is, and on top of that pillar, you're going to want to place an oak wood plank, and what you basically want to do is you just want to trace along the top of the front of your house until you hit that spruce wood pillar there. So let me just show you what I've done there. And that spruce wood pillar is just the pillar that's like in line with this birchwood plank pillar, the one that we did not so long ago, so it should be easy enough to find. And once you've done that, what you want to do, after you've reached that spruce wood pillar, you just want to supersede that with your oak wood planks by 2 blocks, so 1, 2, and after you've done that, you want to change direction with the oak wood planks, and you want to bring it towards the back of the house, until you hit your spruce wood like that. And then what you want to do is you just then want to trace along the top of your house using the spruce wood as a guide until you hit where you started, giving you something that should look like this, a giant square on top of half of your house. Pause that if necessary, let's move on. So the next stage of this is pretty much just to repeat what we've done there. We just want to add another layer on top of the square like we don't care. So just around the outside, until we hit the starting block again. So we now have 2 layers to our square. Pause that if necessary. Let's continue. So what we're going to do now, this is as high as our roof gets, so we're just going to fill in this top section with oak wood planks, and this is going to be ever so slightly tedious. I'd cut this out if I wasn't so damn lazy. So just fill in this whole top section with oak wood planks, probably will take a little while. And I'm just going to keep rambling. Oh, why? I can see that the cow has broken into the house. I've noticed it all the way through. I don't know why animals flock to you. I really do wish there was just a kill switch that just murdered all of the roaming animals. I really do. That'd make my day a lot easier, especially if you could turn night and day off. I've mentioned that a lot of times. I really need that. I really need that to happen. So that's what you want. You want a giant square on top of that half of your house. Pause that if necessary. Let's move on. So what you now want to do is you now want to make a little bit of roof that will cover this part of the house, this little front add-on section. And I can't really explain how to do this, so I'm just going to do it. It's pretty self-explanatory. So you just want to essentially do this. And you can hook the oak wood planks all the way around the giant square that you've just done. So you just want to do something that should look a little bit like that. Hopefully that's apparent enough what I've just done. And just in case you want an aerial view, there you go. And then what you want to do, this next part is ever so slightly simpler. You just want to add another layer onto some of what you've just done. You just want to extend these 2 blocks out until you reach the edge of the house like that. And that is the difficult part of the roof finished. So let me just give you a bird's eye view of that. There you go, kind of looks like the end of a golf club. I suppose, a really square looking golf club. But there you go, that's what you want to have. Give it you in multiple views, just so you get it right. There you go, one of those should have aided you enough for you to be able to make it. So that is the main part of the roof. Pause that if necessary. Anywhere that I've just been looking around it, you may have to rewind if, you know, you were waiting for a cue. Now we get to make the easy part of the roof that is going to cover this little section of the house here. And here's why it's easy. What you want to do, similarly to what we did on that side, you're going to want to trace along the outside of the house. So just all along top there's a birch here, and all around the outside just making a little C shape essentially, depending on which angle you look at it, like that. Or a table. Or a U. I don't know why I'm doing this. So after you've done that, after you've went all around the top of this little section of house, after you've done that once, you just want to do it 2 more times. So just add 2 more layers on top of your 1 layer. So all around the outside, I always think of Eminem. Constantly on my mind. And I noticed that a pig has broken into the house. Ah, God, I'm going to have to start laying traps. And once you've done that, after you have 3 layers of oak wood planks on top of this little section of your house, you then just want to fill in the top part of your roof. So just fill in this little top section here, and you will be good to go. Then we've just got to add a few, I say a few, we pretty much have to add like oak wood slabs all the way around the house. It's going to be a real pain, to be honest with you. I do not look forward to the next part of the roof. And then we have to do some pattern on top of the roof, I believe. It's going to be, yeah, definitely the most irritating part. Roofs usually are, though. And I think that it's actually getting quite dark. Look at that, just in time. So that's what you want for the roof so far. Pause that if necessary. We'll be moving on after the sunlight comes back. Alright, so as I said earlier, this next part of the roof basically just involves us going around it a few times with our oak wood slabs, and it's actually a lot easier to do than I first anticipated, so we're going to be doing exactly that. We're going to be starting on the right side of our house first of all, because there's a little section of roof that is unique to this part of the house. And what you basically want to do is you just want to trace along the outside of this first row of oak wood planks that we have here. So just do exactly that. Just go all around the outside. And remember to do the corner blocks, by the way. I quite often forget little details like that, so I always end up noticing them like 3 weeks later, and it kind of bugs me. I don't know why. I don't like that. So just remember to throw in the corner blocks, and you just want to keep following it around until you run out of oak wood planks to follow, or equally so until you hit this birchwood pillar that we have here. And that is the only section that is unique to that right side of the house there, so do that, pause that if necessary. Let's continue. So the next part that we're going to be doing involves us going all the way around the roof, and we basically just want to follow this row of oak wood planks around. So we're going to be doing exactly that, exactly how we've just done, except on a slightly larger scale. So just follow this row of oak wood planks around the roof until you reach where we started. Oh, roofs. Always tedious. You know what? I shouldn't complain about this roof. There's been much more difficult roofs that I've had to do. I always hate like the layered roofs. They're the worst. But there you go. That's what you want to have done. And let me give you a bit of an aerial view, just in case you want one. Kind of looks like two speech bubbles colliding. That's what I'm seeing in the black dots today. Pause that if necessary. Once you've done that, we can do the final part of the roof. So this final part is unique to what I referred to as like the head of a golf club earlier on, this little section of roof. So you pretty much just want to, the most top row of oak wood planks, you just want to follow that row all around the roof, just tracing along the outside of it. So just as we've done with the previous two sections, you just want to do the exact same thing, just follow it all the way around, hopefully with a little better dexterity than I have. So just all around till we reach where we started, which is right there. And two things. You're just going to want to add in an extra row on this long side here. So you just want to throw an extra row in here. And I'll show you the reason for that in a second. So just add that extra row in. And the reason for that is just so that it like overhangs this part by one. Otherwise it'd be like in line with it, and you don't want that. So you just want to throw that extra row in. And you may or may not want to take care of like these dark spots. You may just want to throw oak wood slab in there just to take care of that. And there you go. That is the roof. Let me give you an aerial. There you go, that's what it wants to look like from above. Pause that if necessary, and I will also give you another angle. I like these like diagonal, slanty angles, I don't know why. But there you go, that is the roof finished. There is no more to that whatsoever. I thought that I'd have to do some crazy patterns on top with the oak wood slabs, but it turns out no. No, I don't. That's all there is to it. So what am I going to be doing next? Well, basically all I have to do is pretty much just add all of the glass into the house, and you guys may see how that's going to be a little bit tedious. I hope for your sakes that you've added it in as we've went, because it's going to take a while to throw in. And I've split this up in all of the previous tutorials. Like I've added in the glass to the house, and then I've came in and I've shown you what I'm going to do to the inside. But I figure I may as well, since it's all like one long process, I may as well just like show you what I'm going to do and then do it and then come back with the finished product. So what I'm going to be doing, other than throwing the glass in all of the spaces, is I'm going to be ripping up the floor here. So just all of this, the inside of the house, I'm going to be ripping up the grass floor, and I'm going to be replacing it with, I would say, oak wood planks. That's always a nice floor material. And I'm also going to be adding in, this house doesn't have like a conventional second stairs. It has kind of like what I always think of as like an American loft, sort of like you get in like New York or whatever. I don't really know what to call it. Like you've got like a giant open room, except you've got like half of a second floor added in there. That's basically what this house has. So I'm going to be doing the floor, doing the little like second, like half of a floor. I don't really know how to describe it, as I said. And I'll be coming back once I've done it, so I'll be back. Oh, well, it's going to take a while. So I've just finished doing the floors and adding in all of the glass pane around the house, and I figured I'd give you guys a nice 360-degree view of the house, just so that you guys had a benchmark for what the house should look like once you've reached this point. And I just want to say, at first glance, I didn't realise how much glass was in this house. It probably took me longer to add in the glass than it did to do both of the floors combined. That's how much glass there is in this house. I mean, I'd use a glass block if it was half as aesthetic as glass pane. The sacrifices I make for these builds. The sacrifices. But there you go. That's what the house should look like. From the outside, at least. Let's have a look at the inside of the house. There's not that much done to it, but you know. And oh my god, there is even glass on the inside of the house. The nightmare never ends. So this is the inside of the house. As I said, all I had to do was rip up the floor, replace it with my material of choice. In this case, oak wood planks. I've got to do a stone floor at some point. I'd like to do that. Oh, and as a public service announcement, if you're going to, you know, resurface the floor, remember to do underneath the windows. I always say this, but I don't know why. It really does bug me when I see it, when there's just like grass underneath the underneath like the windows and the door. However, there's like a wood floor or a stone floor. I don't know why it bugs me. It just does. And let's have a look up top. I kind of made a mess with those stairs. They're kind of hard to get up. They only have to serve one purpose, it doesn't really matter. So this is what I meant when I tried to describe like an open plan loft sort of thing. Like you've got your downstairs, and then you've kind of got like a half floor that you can kind of look down upon your downstairs. I still can't describe it, but I like it anyway. It's a pretty cool design. And if you're going to do the same thing, like if you're going to have like the kind of loft design, try and keep the floors away from the windows. That's what I've tried to do there. Otherwise, like the glass pane will stick to the wood, and it just doesn't look as good from the outside. It's up to you, of course, but that's my opinion of it. But there you go. That's the inside of the house. I'm not sure whether I actually pointed out where the floor is actually supposed to go, like the second floor. It should be pretty obvious though. So, you know how we had like this enclave that you have to walk into to get inside the house? This little walkthrough. Well, that is like where the floor goes. It goes directly above it. So just like above these birchwood planks, just above the door frame that we put in, that's exactly where the floor is designed to go. So, you know, just in case you were curious, just in case you couldn't figure out exactly where it's supposed to go, just directly above there, and you can't go wrong. So that's the inside of the house. And I'm afraid that is all I have to show you. That is the tutorial part of this house concluded. That's the bare bones of the house right there. You guys know how I feel about interiors. I feel as though I don't have to go on this rant anymore. I've expressed it a few times. Interiors are not my deal. I don't like doing it. I don't like furnishing them. However, you know, I'm not going to be able to do anything better than you guys. The floors are there. All you've got to add in are your beds and your makeshift kitchens and bathrooms, and you guys are pretty creative. You're a lot more creative than me. Well, especially when it comes to the inside of houses. I'm sure that you guys can figure out what you want to do with the outside and the inside of the house without any input from me. So there you go. That's the bare bones of the house. Entire outside done. The floors are put in. If you are curious at what the original version of this house, like if you came from the house roundup video and you want an exact copy of that house, there really isn't that much of a difference between this one and the one in the house roundup video. Like, there's a bit of a hedge, there's a bit of, like, on the outside, like, inside of the hedge, like the area inside of the hedge that's, you guys know what I'm trying to say. That is stone, and then there's just like some pictures and a couple of bookcases and a bit of light just added to the house. There really isn't that much added to it, so if you do want a carbon copy, I've pretty much got you 99% of the way there. If you are interested, just go back and have a look at the original House Roundup free video, and you guys should be able to get it easy enough. There really isn't much to it, so I hope that this was easy enough to follow. Thanks for watching, and see you. Hey, if you enjoyed this video, maybe you should think about subscribing. I have plenty more stuff like this on my channel. I have tutorials ranging from YouTube statues, skin statues, houses, pixel art, the list goes on. Thanks for watching.